All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakakodash, and double honors unto the elders and apostles of GMS Great Millstone, and a sincere Shalom to Yakim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. And as you see here, this from Daily Mail, and it reads, experts warn store prices will soar and shelves will be empty as greedy dock workers strike over 80% pay raise. And even how it's worded, calling the dock workers greedy, is wild, man. But it shows you how much Esau doesn't care about anybody on the earth, man. He's just for his gain, man. This man is covetous and believes that a fair and living wage is a necessity. He wants everybody to be struggling because he just, as the scriptures say, heapeth all things unto himself, right? He doesn't believe in fairness and people living above a poverty line. Hence the reason why, he made that lockdown, which destroyed, the middle class families, right? Because how is it that they're greedy, that they want to make sure that, their families have enough food on the table and are able to pay their bills and sustain, right? But it says it's greedy dock workers strike over 80% pay raise. Yeah, but as Apostle Ramlad also went into, and Elder Oriella, concerning, they want to create automation, for these dock workers, or for the ports, which is also going to destroy hundreds of thousands of jobs. But let's get into it. It says U.S. ports from Maine to Texas could shut down Monday night if a union representing about 45,000 dock workers carries through with a threatened strike. A lengthy shutdown of 36 ports, which handle half of America's cargo from ships, could cause shortages and price increases at big and small retailers alike as the holiday shopping season approaches. Walmart, Home Depot, IKEA, and Amazon, who import tens of thousands of containers a year through ports on the East Coast, will be worse hit. Empty shelves have not been seen in the U.S. since the post-pandemic supply chain crash in 2021. The International Longshores Association is demanding a pay rise that works out at about 77% over 6 years. For union members on a typical rate, their wage would go from $81,120 to around $143,520. Now that's not even a lot when you really look at how much these ports are making a day, which is over $7 billion, man. We're talking about a monopolized industry in which E is making trillions of dollars a year, and here they're mad that their workers get a pay increase of really 40,000 more, or a little bit over 40,000 more, 60,000 more dollars, right? Which in this economy is just going to allow them to still make it, man, right? And the work that they're doing is supplying the rest of the states, right? So let's get into what's about to happen, because with them not bringing forth goods, whether it be electronics, whether it be things like lumber, which help build houses, and on top of and on top of that, more importantly, food, right? Well, the scriptures speak about a famine, so let's get into it. The 2 Kings 6 and 25, and it reads, and there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it, until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and a fourth part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. Right, and these are the least desired pieces or portions of that animal, man. And here it is, how expensive they were. 26, and as the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall, there cried a woman unto him, saying, help my lord, O king. And he said, if the Lord Yahweh did not help thee, whence shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor, or out of the winepress? And the king said unto her, what aileth thee? And she answered, this woman said unto me, give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So it got so severe that, they contemplated on which child, they would eat, going back to cannibalism. And we understand that's something that's going to be rampant in America, man. Not that the goods or the ability to bring forth, and get these goods are going to be just completely wiped out, but the fact that he is going to make the access to achieve or the access to receive these goods so difficult, because he ultimately wants you in a position to where you're begging, and to where you're going to him for the one of all things and looking at him as a god, man. Problem, reaction, solution. He knows that him cutting off these markets, and not paying these people is going to cause chaos. And that's what he wants, because he wants to usher in a new system in which a technocracy will be established, in which he can create or place everyone on the new electronic grid, with the technology, the MOTB being the forefront, man. Right? Continuing. It says 29, so he boiled my son and did eat him. So it shows you right there, cannibalism was done. It says, and I said unto her on the next day, give thy son that we may eat him. And she hath hid her son. Now why is it that the Christian church never goes into, the nastiness or the bitterness of the scriptures, man? Clearly showing you that they're not, they have no clue, who they're actually serving. They don't even call upon the names of the real powers, man. Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Here it is, the scripture is telling you that famine and cannibalism is going to happen again. And when we go into the book of Romans, it says that which was written aforetime was written for our learning, man. And then when we go into the book of Ecclesiastes, it tells us, there is nothing new under the sun. So when we go into Jeremiah 30 and it speaks about Jacob's trouble, this is what Jake is about to go through. And not just, Israel, but the whole world, man, is going to be through calamities. And America is going to be in the worst. All different types of hells, man. Perils. Situations that these people never thought that this land would go through. And rightfully so, man. Because this place is wicked. This is the same place in which the image of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has been destroyed here. Jake's blood, the foundation of America is built off of Jake's blood. The air is destroyed. The water quality is destroyed. The minds of the people is just through. Education system is just demonic. We can go on and on. Right? Let's grab another precept. This is Ezekiel 4 and 8. It says, and behold, I will lay bands upon thee in turn. It's like, and thou shalt not turn thee from one side to another till thou hast ended the days of thy siege. Take thou also unto thee wheat and barley and beans and lentils and millet and fitches and put them in one vessel. Right? And the reason why all of those grains, so to speak, are going into one vessel is because they were already low. Right? Hence, rationing. Right? It says, and make thee bread thereof according to the number of the days that thou shalt lie upon thy side. 390 days shalt thou eat thereof. And thy meat which thou shalt eat shall be by weight. 20 shekels a day. From time to time shalt thou eat it. Going into rationing. Because what? Of the famine. It says 11. It says, thou shalt drink also water by measure. The sixth part of an hin from time to time shalt thou drink. Right? So God Bashim Yahshua is clearly showing, even when we go back to this article, clearly showing you, what's going to befall soon, man. And we understand this is just going to, speed up prophecy, man. This is exactly what it's going to do, speed up prophecy. It's going to speed up the return of Yahweh Shai, man. Because today is October 1st. So whatever decision they come up to or come up with, it has to be like today or early in the morning tomorrow. Which, whatever happens, man, we understand even if they come to an agreement in which they're going to pay them more, this place is still going to go down regardless. So, Matter of fact, I'm gonna grab another precept. It's in the book of Ecclesiastes 12:4. So like yeah. Here we go. This is Ecclesiastes 12:4. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at 3. It says, "In the days when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease," right, which are the workers, right? The grinders cease because there are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low, right? Your what you call it, your tradesmen's, your blue collar workers, the jobs are seizing, because that's what the ports are. They maintain really an infrastructure in the sense of goods and services being supplied to your everyday life, man. And here it is. He doesn't want to pay them, so he knows that this move is going to cause, increase in goods and increase in goods, whether it be food, so forth and so on, man. All markets will be touched by this strike, man, which is going to affect your life directly. I believe when when you watch the video and learn more about the ports, and the importance of them, 73% of goods are processed through these ports. And not only that, but also every day that these ports are shut down, it backs up, the public from receiving these goods, I believe, by like 10 to 14 days, man. Which is basically a week and a half to 2 weeks, right? So it's heavy what Yahweh Shema Shah has going on right now, man. And ultimately, it just shows how much closer you need to get unto the Lord, man. Because you depending in this system is going to be a snare unto you. Matter of fact, I got one more precept. It's in the book of Job. It speaks about the hands of the wicked, coming upon them. But it's speaking of the workers. All right, Job 20. I'm going to show forth that. This Job 20. I got to go into the blue letter, because the word is Imal. I'm going to start here at 19. NLT, it says, "For they oppressed the poor and left them destitute." Hey, this is what he does. It says, "They foreclosed on their homes. They were always greedy and never satisfied. Nothing remains of all the things that they dreamed about. Nothing is left after they finish gorging themselves. Therefore, their prosperity will not endure." And ultimately, you see that, that the mirth of Babylon has decreased since, the first shutdown. The only thing that's holding these people on is the bread and circuses, which is just distractions. It says, "Nothing is left after they finish gorging themselves. Therefore, their prosperity will not endure. In the midst of plenty, they will run into trouble and be overcome by misery." Now, when we read in the KJV, it says, "In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon them." And when you go into that word wicked, it's not speaking of, speaking of, the laborer, the working class, right? Those that are suffering, as it says here, the sufferer, the laborer that is in misery, the workman. So it shows that, everyone living paycheck to paycheck, which is majority of America, they're going to be revolting, or they're going to be rioting in the streets. And we know puts forth, certain legislations that basically the legislations are going to put people in straits, because he signed off these bills that said people can't protest, man. And this was done months ago. It's like, right? And then also I believe Elder Ariella went into it as well. No, it's like it was Elder Ashwamba, about, these people in America building up militias to fight against their government, which we understand is going to happen. That's why the scripture speaks about one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands. Sedition among men, civil war, all of these different cases. But he is set forth, legislation to disannul what the people are going to try to do, and we know they're going to do it because the scripture says they're going to do it. But even fighting against this devil with the sword is foolish, and that's not what we're to do as Israelites. But as you've seen here in the book of Job, these individuals who have these blue collar jobs, the port jobs, every market is going to get touched, and soon Babylon is going to be in flames, right? And this is just ushering in Yahweh Shai through prophecy, man, which is beautiful because it shows that the time is short, and he is going down, man. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying unto the body. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harakakwadash. I double honors unto the elders and apostles of GMS Great Millstone, and a sincere shalom to you, Akim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. Shalom.